Hey everybody, we're back with Orient Express, so let's give this another try. I'm gonna wait a bit to do all of the hiding the egg thing. Maybe I don't even need to do it. I will eventually, but for now I think it's good there. If not, then you'll get to see a different ending to the game. No, I need, you don't understand. I need that suitcase. I need the suitcase.
Mr. Whitney, I was wondering if you would come. Ah, yes, yes.
Not so fast, Herr Schmidt. We're not at Belgrade yet.
But at the very least, he is now reassured. So, yeah, let's hope Kronos doesn't kill me.
I am disappointed. I would have gladly let you keep this gold. If only you had seen fit to bring me the other. It would have saved us so much time.
Maybe.
What is it you want, Mr. Whitney?
Tyler Whitney is dead. I want to know who killed him and why.
You are on your way to Jerusalem, are you not?
How did you know that?
Knowledge is more precious than gold, and rarer than rubies. If knowledge is the coin in which you wish to be paid, I could tell you many things about yourself and that ring you wear, for example. But the question you ask, that question I cannot answer.
Then I'll be on my way.
Not yet. I'm afraid you owe me some slight favor for having helped yourself to my luggage. That scarf in his breast pocket. Get it, please. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Kampf. I shall keep it as a souvenir until our next encounter.
Again, not in the least bit creepy.
Conductor, would you lock my door, please?
Pardon me?
Okay, now I think is the time. Because there's stuff that has to happen now.
There you are, monsieur.
Thank you.
Oh, there was Kahina.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Again, because I think what she was trying to do was, she was trying to hide, she was trying to go and take the egg, but I got there first. Okay, so. Conductor's still not here. So let's quickly do the things. Yes, we know this. Go be free, Max. Alright. Egg should be safe here for now. And then the next thing we need to do... check out those weapons.
I believe you have my key. Could I have it back, please?
Oh, damn.
That's enough guns for today. Tell me, when you killed Tyler, was that part of the job, or was that your own idea?
I don't know what you mean.
You don't know you work for the Austrian secret police? Or you don't know you killed Tyler?
But I didn't kill him.
They sent you to break up Tyler's arms deal. You killed him and you stole the gold egg he was carrying.
I didn't. It wasn't me. I've never killed anyone. I swear it. I'd met Tyler Whitney once in New York. I recognized him at the station. Once we were moving, I came and knocked. The door was open, so I let myself in. And there was blood all over.
The egg!
It was sitting on the table by the window. I took it, but I didn't kill him. The first time I saw you, calling yourself Tyler Whitney, I thought you killed him.
Anna, look out!
Fight? Nope. 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 You don't.
Keine Bewegung.
Let her go.
That's what happens when you bring a knife to a gunfight.
Vienna. I have to go now.
This bit bugs me. Apparently there is now romantic chemistry going on here. Not really precedented as of the previous, maybe like 3 encounters they had. But hey, it's a game from the late 90s. What are you gonna do? So, at any rate, also not sure what happened to the jacket. Oh, hello. So you wanna talk about that little bit we had earlier? No? No, we're good? Alright.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
You say so. Well, that sure was tense.
Blumen, gnädige Frau, eine Blume für Sie. Blumen.
Guten Tag. Nur eine gelbe Rose, bitte.
Eine schöne gelbe Rose für Sie, gnädiges Fräulein.
Dankeschön.
Bitte schön.
Spy stuff.
Extrablatt, Extrablatt. Holen Sie Ihre Nachmittagszeit. Serbien antwortet Österreich. Extrablatt, Extrablatt. Holen Sie Ihre Nachmittagszeit. Serbien antwortet Österreich.
Premier service. Le dîner est servi dans le wagon-restaurant. Dinner is served in the restaurant car.
Don't want to talk? Too bad. So anyway, one of the alternate endings to the game is if Kahina manages to get the egg from you, then in that scene where they're riding off in the carriage, she has a little bundle in her lap, and then the next bit you see is Robert Kath sitting in a cafe with the briefcase of gold next to him, and Kronos saying something like, "Thank you for returning what is mine. Here, have this gold." And then that's basically the end of the story there. Right, so, you know, the exchange happened, Robert Kath got off with a bunch of gold, but the murder of Tyler Whitney remains unsolved. So we remain behind to try and figure out what happened to poor Tyler Whitney. Hello, Mr. Schmidt. Also explains now why
Pardon me.
Miss Wolf was so interested in his business dealings, because she knew he was here to trade weapons with someone, and
Is
yeah.
everything all right, monsieur?
Yes, fine. Thank you.
Anyway.
I'm just tired.
Bien, madame.
Excusez-moi.
I hope you can get some rest tonight.
Danke, Jacques.
Everything okay?
I was afraid you'd gotten off in Vienna.
In Vienna? Why should I?
I don't know, but I'm glad to see you.
The journey will be over soon enough.
Shot down.
So, what happens to August Schmidt now?
He will find the police waiting for him in Budapest. The guns will be discovered and confiscated.
I see. A job well done. You must be very proud of yourself.
You want to talk. Is smuggling guns your idea of an honorable profession?
Is that my profession?
It's like a game to you, taking sides. Today you help the Bosnians, tomorrow the English. Do you want to know why Tyler died? I'll tell you. For 1,000 years, people have been killing each other over the Balkans. It's not about to stop for one American. Our history is a chain of blood. It reaches deep into the past. It binds us. And it has nothing to do with you. Tyler is dead. You can't bring him back. Why don't you go home before the same thing happens to you?
Tyler was my friend. Maybe that word doesn't mean much to you. To me, when a friend asks for help, and you get there too late, you don't leave it at that.
Go away, please.
Interesting how she referred to Hungary as the Balkans. I assume that's what she, like, Austro-Hungary as, like, people killing each other over the Balkans, when Hungarians like to consider themselves...
Tatiana?
Hello, Tatiana. Another bit that we missed is apparently, like, if you stay around long enough, she will rush over crying to Fräulein Wolf's cabin about how she lost the egg, right? Anyway. It's safe now. Also, the conversation that happened with the conductor and her earlier was that Herr Schmidt apparently had invited her to dinner, and she has a headache now and can't attend. Still don't want to have another conversation? Because I felt like we hit it off really well. No? Okay.
Pardon me.
Well then, that's the urgent bit. The urgent stuff that needed to be taken care of has been taken care of. Now, if only we could figure out who killed.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Obviously, I know who did it because I played through the game before, but again, at this point,
monsieur.
I honestly wasn't entirely convinced because Robert Kath is obviously head over heels in love with Anna Wolf, right? I'm not entirely convinced though that it wasn't her. I'm still not convinced at this point that she wasn't the one to kill him. But I heard something.
Bonsoir, monsieur.
Oh, I think Tatiana's going over here was also an important plot point. I didn't do this in the original when I first played, but I wonder if because they're in the next cabin, right? Nope, it's empty. Okay. So who else could it be? I mean, it could be Schmidt, right? He might have killed Tyler because of some business discrepancy and just hoped that I would, continue in his place. Might have been Kronos. Kronos might have done it because, as we read, right, Tyler seemed not necessarily willing to trade the treasure to him. Could have been the Serbians. Not sure exactly why the Serbians would have wanted to do it, but it might be that Tyler ended up betraying them. And yeah, so
Bonsoir, monsieur.
We still don't know, but we bought ourselves some time. I wonder if Miloš is available right now. Bourgogne. Can't remember what the name is. It's currently the capital of Slovakia. Used to be a Hungarian city, Bourgogne. Today is known as... Darn it, what's its name? I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called today. This is our Hungarian history class. They teach us of all the region used to belong to Hungary throughout the Middle Ages, and well, there's dialogue happening in there. Ooh. You hate my grandfather so much, you must also hate me? Yeah, so anyway, they taught us a lot of the Hungarian names of these places that are now parts of different countries. I mean, that's just how we Hungarians think. We used to own the world around us, and we're very bitter that we don't anymore. We're like a miniature version of England. Anyway. I'm trying to think of what else happens during this day.
Bonsoir, monsieur.
Because there's still more things that will end up happening. Hello, George. Oh man, I wish we had more dialogue with this guy. I think there's a dialogue option with him that I missed back when I originally played the games. Just because I know the next dialogue I have with him alludes to something that happened in a previous one, and I can't remember that.
Pardon me?
Anyway.
Bonsoir, monsieur.
So again, we get another little bit of wandering. Any more dialogue happening over here? I guess not.
Bonsoir, monsieur.
Sorry, my mistake.
Also, I think Milos is supposed to be.
It's the conductor to make your bed, monsieur.
Oh, conductor's making beds. It's all right. You can make my bed too now because.
Excuse me.
Tatiana.
Tatiana?
Whatever discussion that she had with Alexei is apparently over now.
Have a good night.
Where is Milos? He was supposed to.
Good evening.
It's
I
the
saw you in the
conductor
dining
to
car,
make
but I
your
didn't
bed,
want to bother
madame.
you. Did you enjoy your dinner?
Dinner was satisfactory, yes.
Must be delightful to be able to dine with your family every night. That's the worst part about traveling. All those
Pardon me?
meals alone. Loneliness rather gets you.
I'm wondering if I missed this one. Like if I go back and check again.
Pardon me?
Merci, madame. Excusez-moi de vous avoir dérangé.
In fact, I might just do that and cut it out if it doesn't work out. So give me a sec.
Excuse me.
Well, I couldn't.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
I'm afraid I couldn't do it. Doesn't look like they want to talk to me anymore. So I'll just describe what is supposed to happen, because I'm not entirely sure how to get back to it. The idea is that, like at one point, Milos walks up to you in the corridor, and he like gives you a kiss on the cheek, and he's like, "My friend, you have paid for our guns. You are one of us now." And then if you go talk to him, he's all enthusiastic about the
Conductor
plans
to
he's
make
about
up
to
your
make.
bed for the night, madame.
And you're just kind of like, yeah, I don't care about your plans. Tell me about Tyler. And then he tells us what we already know from, you know, the stuff that we've read about Tyler in Kronos's log, that he was nervous, always looking over his shoulder.
Excusez-moi, monsieur, Pardon c'est me. le conducteur.
I'm right here, dude. So he just tells us all the things that we know, that he was paranoid, that he was always looking over his shoulder, always worried. And, you know, then we describe the wound that we found on his face, right? The 3 lines across his face. And Milos basically just says that, nope, it was none of my men. But if I find out who killed him, I will tear him apart with my bare hands. That's what he says.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
So that's the bit that's supposed to indicate to us that he's not the one that did it. He also claims that it was none of his men. None of his men that did it. Hello, Schmidt.
Entschuldigen Sie bitte.
Conductor, would you unlock my compartment, please?
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
So did you make my bed? He did. And I can sleep now, but I don't want to, because again, there's something that is supposed to happen.
Service, le dîner est servi.
Excuse me.
Okay, I think Tatiana on her way over here is
Le restaurant car.
supposed to be that part.
Excuse me.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Deuxième service. Le dîner est servi dans le wagon-restaurant. Dinner is served in the restaurant car.
Oh, yep, here we go.
Monsieur, may I speak to you?
Of course, come in.
You were so kind to my grandfather. I don't know how to begin.
Is he worse?
No, it's Alexei. He has asked me to get off the train at Budapest and run away with him.
What did you say?
What do you think I said? My grandfather's ill. How can I leave him? It would be wrong, wouldn't it?
Alexei is a romantic. You know what they say. A romantic is someone who spends his life looking for a good way to die.
When I told him no, he started saying wild things. He said I'm his only connection to the world, and that if I won't go with him, his life means nothing. You don't know him. I really think he might do something crazy. He wanted to kill my grandfather with a bomb. He would have blown up the train and killed dozens of innocent people.
A bomb? What kind of bomb?
He made it himself. He's been planning it for weeks. Of course I talked him out of it. But now I'm afraid I don't know what he will do. I love him so.
I'll see what I can do.
Would you? Oh, thank you, monsieur. Thank you.
Also, I want to point out, this is like the second time in a recent time that I've heard a non-Hungarian person pronounce Budapest correctly. Even I've gotten into the habit of calling it Budapest whenever I'm speaking English. But it just so happens the guy's compartment is right next to mine, so I'm just gonna... Oh, no. Never mind. It's all good, He just didn't leave his door open. So I know that he's not in his compartment yet. So let's see if I can't find that bomb. Quickly, well, oh wait, this is still my compartment.
Right away, monsieur.
Oh, for crying out loud. Does my key still work here?
There you are, monsieur. Is everything all right?
It does. Sweet, okay. It's like a master key or something. So, bathroom's locked. In the bed. Ah, here we go. Bomb parts. Let's get some of that. And there's nothing else here that I can see. So let's just leave. Oh.
I say, I think you've got the wrong compartment.
Looks like we both got the wrong compartment.
Yeah, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Literally the same time I
Conductor,
get
to make
here.
up your bed for the night, monsieur.
Ein Moment, bitte.
Ah, go away. Oh, hey, I can open this. Nothing here just yet,
Bonne
but
nuit,
that's
monsieur.
important. George, I got my eye on you. It's one of the Serbians.
Galanta, 5 minutes d'arrêt, Galanta.
Want to tell me about this? No? Alright. Just wondering if there's a way that I can talk to this guy. It doesn't seem like he wants to. Well, alright then. I also like to point out that I've missed out on a couple of interesting dialogues. Like there's one that you can have with kind of like drunken August Schmidt about how happy he is. Oh wait. Maybe I didn't miss that after all. I think he was in love with Miss Wolf, and he's really sad that he got rejected.
Excuse me?
There's the Serbian lady again. It's interesting that...
Son mari s'amuse de son côté. Je dirais même que tout a bien tourné pour eux. Pour Charlotte aussi d'ailleurs.
Don't joke about it, it's too awful.
Mais je suis très sérieuse. Moi aussi je pense me marier quand la bonne occasion se présentera. Tu devras aussi faire la même chose.
I shall never marry.
Ne sois pas si dramatique. Je te dis pas de faire quelque chose d'aussi compliqué en ce moment. On a tout le temps de s'amuser. Tu vas rester jeune et belle pendant encore 2 ou 3 ans. Peut-être même encore plus belle quand tu auras plus d'assurance et que tu sauras t'habiller. Après ça, comment veux-tu profiter de la vie quand tu seras une vieille fille?
Huh. Interesting. Possible that I misunderstood what's going on here. Obviously, it's a bit more complicated than it's made out to be. It is, however, ultimately just a red herring, so there's nothing going on there. You still don't want to talk? What about you? I know you do, eventually. Conductor? That whole bit with Tatiana coming over here to see if I can get him to give up his plans about blowing up the train. No, Schmidt is apparently not interested in talking right now, so I'm just gonna go see if I can't find... Miloš doesn't still want to talk. Nope, guess not. They're probably all sleeping at this point. And I guess I will too. Can I not examine this somehow? Guess not. Okay, so from now on I guess I'm just going to play the game how I do it most of the time.
Good night, monsieur.
Good night, Monsieur Whitney. Sleep
I
well.
don't think the train will blow up if I go to bed
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
if I go to bed right now. So let's just do that and move on to the next dream sequence.
Don't answer it.
I have to.
Василий Александрович, это наша с вами прощальная встреча.
Нет! Дедушка! Осторожно, он хочет тебя убить!
Нет, это ошибка, вы не поняли.
Damn. Well, can't wait to investigate that. See you next time. Hey everybody, welcome back. Apparently I am playing a rewound game now. My name is Lemorack and we're playing Last Express. Okay, let's put us back at the beginning of the dream sequence from the last time. So, yeah, apparently we had a dream about Alexei getting murdered. Also a strange ticking noise. And crying. Oh dear.
Убийцы следовали за мной из самой России. Я не боюсь смерти. Я всегда следовал заветам нашей церкви, регулярно принимал участие, постился. Я служил Господу нашему Иисусу Христу и исполнителю Его воли на земле Божьей. Когда я умру, ты защити от меня и приведут к ногам Господа нашего, который простит мне
Look here, we'll be in
прегрешения
Budapest.
и укажет дорогу.
My company has a pretty good understanding of your Hungarian authorities. I think if you don't get this mess cleared up without a lot of fuss. No need to splash it all over the papers. Reputation of the line to think of and all that. There's a good fellow.
Huh.
Care to join me in a drink? Just the two of us, man to man? I'll be in the smoking car.
I wonder if I have time to do that. I'll give it a shot. What would you like to talk about, sir?
There you are. What a nasty business. Oh well, good job it's over. Saves me a bit of trouble. Cheers.
Saves you trouble? How?
Oh well, the word went out that one of those anarchist chaps was travelling on the Express precisely in order to blow up that poor old fellow Obolensky. So the company sent me along to see if I could spot him and nip things in the bud, you see, before any unpleasantness. Fact is, for a while I wasn't sure if it was him or you.
Me?
Well, travelling without a ticket, assumed name and all that, you can see why I might have wondered. No hard feelings, I hope.
Oh, by the way, I found this in Dolnikov's luggage.
Oh, well done. A detonator. Very nice. Amazing the way these chaps can manage to make something quite deadly out of nothing at all. Speaking of which, you didn't happen to find the dynamite, did you?
Dynamite? What dynamite?
Anyway, so we're apparently not supposed to have that drink just yet. Another thing I'm wondering... No. This wolf's not around just yet. So this is one of those things that I think you're supposed to only get from trial and error. The bomb's over here. I happen to know this. So, let's get to defusing it. This is another one of those things that's full of trial and error bits, and if you screw up, you blow up, you know, that kind of thing, and there's no real way of knowing it. So, here is the precise guide of how to disarm this bomb. Number 1, You push the bomb upward. Number 2, you remove these wires. Light it on the pipe, the matchstick, and then burn through the wires like that. This is all done. The game's doing this by itself. Yeah, how did this wolf get here is something I don't quite understand. Now, yeah, so that's one of the things that you're not supposed to do, right? So instead what you do is you turn the bomb around and you remove the hinges. Like that. There we go. There's a dynamite. Now in order to disarm it, what you do is you take the envelope that you got and you put it in there.
I say, well done. Now how about that drink?
Excuse me, Monsieur Whitney.
Again, Anna, what were you doing up here? So now let's have that little chat again, George, but actually, do you have anything you want to say? Dang. No? She looks tired. George? Buddy? Where'd you go?
Me, sir.
Ah, he's on his way now. Okay.
Excuse me?
But of course. Absolutely. Chip chap, dolly ho. Sorry. Not sure where that came from. There he is. Okay.
There you are. What a nasty business. Oh well, good job it's over. Saves me a bit of trouble. Cheers.
Saves you trouble? How?
Oh well, the word went out that one of those anarchist chaps was travelling on the Express precisely in order to blow up that poor old fellow Obolensky. So the company sent me along to see if I could spot him and nip things in the bud, you see, before any unpleasantness. Fact is, for a while I wasn't sure if it was him or you.
Me?
Well, travelling without a ticket, assumed name and all that, you can see why I might have wondered. No hard feelings, I hope?
No hard feelings.
Good job you finding that bomb. I wonder, have you ever considered doing a bit more work in this line?
What line?
Surely a man of your perception must realize that Europe is on the brink of war. Britain and America have certain common interests. An American who knows his way about, cool head in a tight spot. Frankly, we could use a fellow like you.
Your English police seem to have a different opinion.
Oh yes, that awkward business with that Irish policeman. As a matter of fact, I've looked into that. You know, you really shouldn't have helped that fellow, even if he was wounded. Our police tend to take it rather to heart when a policeman is killed. But in this case, I think there may have been a bit of a misunderstanding. Guilt by association, if you see what I mean. Fact is, you're a doctor, Hippocratic oath and all that. I think we can clear this business up fairly easily, assuming we want to.
You mean assuming you want to?
This isn't the first time you've come to our attention, Mr. Cath. We never have known quite what to make of you. Some of us were of the opinion that you were rather a loose cannon, like your friend Mr. Whitney. Unfortunate what happened to him. Me, I've always felt that when push came to shove, you'd turn out to be one of our sort. What do you think?
I'm sorry, Abbott. I've never been much of a joiner.
Just remember, the offer is open. The world is changing and one does need to choose sides. And sometimes things change so fast that it's hard to tell one side from the other. But as I hate to say it, sometimes these situations do come down to a for us or against us sort of problem, if you see what I mean.
I'll remember that. Excuse me.
Well, darn, he wasn't who he seemed to be, was he? So, Miss Wolf's leaving was what triggered our getting up, so...
Anna.
I'm very tired. Please let me go.
Okay. So, I know what the game wants me to do. And I'm going to do it because there are specific story elements that are only revealed if you do this, but I just want to go on record and say, when a woman tells you, I am very tired, please let me go, that is, you don't go after her, is what I'm trying to say, all right? Don't be that guy.
Why are you following me?
Because my compartment's this way?
There's so much I want to say. It's just that I am tired. You can't imagine how tired I am. We'll talk in the morning. Good night.
I didn't actually remember that happening, so that is a little bit of a little bit... Again, why though? I'm sorry, this romance just comes so out of nowhere for me. Anyway, at this point, a normal person and a decent human being would go back to his compartment and go to sleep. But again, this is what the game wants me to do, so... I guess she did say come in.
Something's wrong. We're not stopping.
Uh-oh.
اذهب أيها الملعون!
So, again, just to mention, this is something that always kind of bugged me about this. So, that was Budapest. It was Budapest, it was supposed to be. I also like how here it's still written with a colon in between, because it was two cities, and then it became one city, and you know what? You're not here for that. The interesting thing about that was that apparently, this is something that bugs me to this day. I live in Budapest at present, as I'm recording this, and I know all of our big train stations. We don't have train stations that you can pull through. So I don't know if like the implication here was that they put them on a different track or something, but like if you arrive by train in Budapest, then what ends up happening is you stop in a station. It's like a dead end station, right? And then you go back out the way you came. So you can't like just speed up and go through it. That's one thing. Also, it was nice to see the Basilica in the background, my home city. Anyway, back to being a captive.